We begin our show with news out of the WNBA because the league just moments ago released the schedule for the upcoming seasons. And here is a couple of the notable matchups on deck this year. The Aces, they'll have ring night in a 2025 finals rematch. Paige Beckers, Caitlin Clark, they meet to open their 2026 seasons. And the expansion franchises, they make their debuts in Toronto and Portland here. But these games, they're being announced without a confirmation that games will actually be played. There is, as of where we sit right now, no collective bargaining agreement as negotiations continue between the league and Players Association. Now, I asked about the timing, and the league told me that they are releasing a schedule to, quote, be a key step to allow the essential planning for the year ahead, is what they are calling it. So our reporter, Alexa Philippou, our analyst, Chiney Ogwumike, join me now. Alexa, I want to start with you here, because now that we have these dates, it feels like the natural next question is, are the negotiations in a place where players believe these games will actually tip off as scheduled?
Yeah, Malika, well, what I've heard is that there has been not a ton of progress since that last deadline where both sides allowed the CBA to expire. But I have heard a lot of sense from players that they do feel optimistic that a deal will be reached and the season will be held, even if we're not quite there yet. The two sides still are disagreeing when it comes to revenue share and what that percentage of revenue share should look like. I know we've talked before on the show about the difference between gross and net revenue that the sides are still being able to discuss. But also, right now, it sounds like there's just a standstill, and also just the way that this negotiations are going. The league, to my knowledge, has not responded to the Players Association's most recent proposal. That was from a few weeks to nearly a month ago.
Okay.
The league, on their part, feels like that proposal wasn't really inherently different from the PA's last proposal, and so didn't essentially warrant a response. But from the conversations we've had with players and just the sense around the league is that really when that deadline passed and the conversations around a free agency moratorium today, free agency the negotiations would have started if we were going by the old calendar. So there's just that little bit sense of restlessness of wanting a deal to get done and having the season proceed. Whether or not we're close to that or still a few weeks out, that remains to be seen. Okay,
so a sense of restlessness is what you're saying. But Alexa, I am curious, why then, if there's optimism, there's hope this is going to get done, why still release the schedule? Is it because this is how it's been done in years past and you want to keep everything on time?
Well, if you think about it, typically, historically, the league has released its schedule in really early December. One year was at the end of November, the last few years. And so this is later given that timeline, but they want to try and say, hey, this is an opportunity for teams, for fans, for our partners, for everyone to kind of get in a place where they can start plan things for next season. And so that is like a way to be able to do this. And they hope that that'll be able to stick to the timeline that they set out.
Sure, because concerts have to use the same venues, that sort of thing. All right, that makes sense. Alexa, thank you very much. Chiney, you are so tapped into all of this. What's your reaction here to the WNBA schedule being announced?
First of all, I'm just a fan of the WNBA. Yes. So, I love to see this. I love to already start building storylines in my head. To me, this is a good sign that the WNBA, the league, wants a season and feels like it can potentially be accomplished if they step to the table and sort of review what the players have presented. Because I do think I was joking, behind the scenes saying, we're in the world's longest staring contest right now. The players are staring, saying, hey, we gave you something, and now the league, it's their turn to really put the work in and say, hey, we are excited about the upcoming season. We believe that, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. We are going to book out these arenas because we know that hopefully it'll get there. But overall, I do think work needs to be done, but this is a good day for fans to be excited about the optimism that both sides really want this to happen.
So we will take this as an optimistic view. If you want to FaceTime your sister, the president of the Players Association, later and get us her view, please let me
I'm sure
know
she'll
on
be
that
happy.
one.
She wants good conversations about the W.
Exactly. We want progress moving forward. All right, that's the calendar in the W.